Okay, guys, this is a quick part B because I realized I didn't show you the pictures that I took in my aim, and I did want to, the park where I found the armor, and I do want to show you a few things. We're just going to go to screen share and make this really quick. Did that share? Hang on. That one. Okay. I want you to look, this is where I aim, see the new growth, and see the short barley from that first wave that was born when there was too much, I'm sorry, short oats from that first wave that was born when there was too much water. Okay, that's the first thing. This is newer growth that has happened since I was there. This is the old oats in there. The next thing I want to show you is, let me pull up my photo right here. Is that it? Hang on, let me see what I'm sharing. Let me stop and try it again. I've got a few of these pictures already open, so it's a little confusing for me. I'm just gonna shrink these down so maybe I won't see them. Screen share. Yes, that helped. Okay, in this photo, you're not really going to be able to tell, maybe. But right here is an area where the goats have been laying and eating. I want you to look at the barley. Let me see if I can pull it up slowly. Good, it's still going to keep its focus. Look at the barley here on the edge of where they've been laying. Remember I said that they were eating the hard dough out of this, or the dough out of this area? These are ones that they have not eaten, that they've left behind. As well as, I don't know if you're going to be able to see right here, I'm standing actually in a patch where they have eaten from, and all of this on the perimeter of the patch. Look at the condition of the grains. You'll see that they don't look like the ones over here. Okay, the ones over here are much greener. Let me stop sharing, because it's important for you to see, in my opinion, that even in the locations where the goats had knocked the barley down and mashed it, that barley that was doubled over, look what's happening to it. Here's one of those photos. Do you see in these areas where the barley has been doubled over, do you see how that the ripening of the barley is hastening? Okay, there was enough starch in these little places that have been bent over by the goats that there's a grain in there. There's a dough grain. Hang on, I'm going to do one more. Let's see, screen share. Okay, let me see if I can blow this up. Do you see how the barley that they left behind and has become slightly, this is part of that original, this is where they were eating, okay. But on these edges where they've folded this barley, do you see what's happening to these heads of barley out in these areas where they've mashed them over, how they're hastening their ripening? I really felt like I wanted to bring you back and just show you that it just really speaks about what this grain will do when it's stressed. Probably that without the goats having bent it over would be in soft dough barley, but it was about a medium dough barley. That was some of that stuff that I brought home. Some of it was about a medium dough barley in the field there. And it was much more advanced from the rest of it in that field. So there were two areas. There was areas of eating, and there were some of the original grains on the perimeter of those, and I showed them to you that were still standing and how brittle they were. And then were these areas where they had laid in the barley and mashed it and doubled over those stalks and diminished the flow of nutrients from the ground into the stalk. And those were hastening really, really, really quickly, and they were even in the dough barley stage at that point. I would say soft, between soft and medium dough. Soft being you can squeeze it, Medium dough, meaning you can break it and maybe squeeze a little bit out. Hard dough, meaning it's like rubber. Okay, you can still divide it, but nothing comes out. So I would say that this was in that between the soft and medium dough range that had been doubled over. It was really hastening quickly. I think that was it. Yeah. Yeah. So we have a lot to learn about barley, I feel like, from the aspect of checking it along the way and checking it in the conditions that it's given every year. Um, we've had another year when the oats are king. The oats love water. They survive water much better than the barley does. There's a lot less barley on the land these last 2 years than there has been in the previous years. We'll have to wait and see what next year brings, but we have to do our inspections. I'm going to do my inspections according to what is going on in the land. I'm going to look at the land for stressors, too much rain, not enough rain. I'm going to look at the land for the earliest owner that we can find on the earth. And then if more stuff comes up after that, that's not my issue. It's just not my issue. And next year I'll be going out earlier to try to see what the field looks like. Obviously, the goats and the sheep, they don't bother with the barley grass. They want the meat and head. And so I'll be able to get out there early and look at that before the goats start eating it, hopefully as soon as it starts coming up out of the head. And basically that's what I was there in Raim when Gisela was sent down there and said that the lion's share has been reserved for later for us, meaning them. Yeah, she's right. The lion's share has been reserved for later. And that's another thing I want to bring up is that according to what Brian is looking for and reporting about, he's getting exactly what he's looking for and reporting about. It's not that his report reflects anything other than what he's seeing, but it's just that his search is a completely different criteria. And that's the one thing that I think that we need to really, if you're going to share this information, you really need to enforce is the criteria is different. The other thing I would encourage you to do is please throw away the charts, make the language so that the common person can understand it, so they don't have to go study these charts, that they don't know what a tillary is. By the way, my understanding of a tillary in the context that I've heard it used from him is that it's after the goats have eaten it, then the plant will send up new plants and you get this little, looks like a little burst coming up out of the root with this big stalk in the middle. That wasn't happening here in this field because that plant had made its seed. So it was not sending up a new plant. It was just over. It was just finished. So please use terms that these people don't have to go study charts, because once we take them into the technical world of comparing it with terms that is used for modern barley, it's confusion, they hear it from different people. So use terms like dough. What does your dough look like that you're looking for in that grain? Use simple terms so that simple people, not simple people, so that uneducated people in cereal grains can plainly understand what you're saying. Thanks. That's it, I think. I think I'm done.